you can actually answer.
Can we see that the Esther Smith followed a certain plan, strategy, communication? Because remember some months ago, there was a conversation on who is the greatest.
Yeah, the GOAT conversation.
The GOAT conversation. I don't know whether you all remember.
Yeah.
Then after that, when you follow Esther Smith's social media handles, she capitalized on that conversation. So it's on her social media handles. Then after that, she comes to announce that I come to do a show in Ghana. Months later, he comes to tell you, okay, it will be Accra Kumasi. Some weeks later, he comes to tell you, okay, Accra will be 25th, Kumasi will be 30th. Some weeks later, he comes to drop the
Artwork.
I don't know whether the artwork is part of the plan.
The PR game.
Yeah, whether.
No, I don't think so. It wasn't.
No, the new artwork. It didn't say, okay. So can we say that this has created value for an event to say, okay, this is the process that has gone through? Because the GOAT conversation, everybody really thought it was a conversation that started on IG. Sorry, on X. But the conversation was if you watch the conversation, well, she's really held that conversation and championed it, and even put some of the videos from that conversation on the socials. So can we say that was part of her strategy, and that has created value for this for her strategy?
Okay. So normally, when a certain narrative is being driven, in this space that we are, we would say that the person has capitalized on that narrative to do something or not. Esther Smith has not been consistent before. Okay, in as much as I may say it's not really a strategy, but if you look at it from a technical point of view, you could see that it was right after that conversation, because it lasted for a number of days.
The GOAT conversation.
The GOAT conversation. And then she started out churning out worship medleys.
Exactly.
Yes, and it was consistent. People were using the worship medley on WhatsApp status and the rest. Okay, and then immediately I heard it as a rumor that she will be working on an event, and then we have a confirmation through an artwork. So it was not a planned strategy.
You think it was not planned?
It was not planned strategy. I mean, the GOAT conversation was not planned. It happened, and they.
Okay,
yes.
You know for a fact, or you are.
No, that's yes.
Or you think?
For me, I think that the GOAT conversation was not a plan.
You think someone started the conversation, but they capitalized?
Yes, someone started it.
Do you think they planned after the GOAT?
So it was the planning afterwards for me.
Okay, so they planned after the GOAT conversation, but you think that they didn't start?
They didn't start the GOAT conversations, but they planned for it. There are a lot of things that they could do, but
no, let him learn.
Okay, so when it comes to strategy building, there are a lot of things involved. You can, for her and the team, they just work on some aspect of it, and which is working for them, and it was a positive narrative in this case, and a lot of people were saying that she is the GOAT, and they capitalize on it so positively.
Okay, this is
working for her.
See, I was just trying to add up because before the GOAT conversation, she released an album. And she did a little promo in Ghana. I saw she started with this sitting.
But that promo didn't work.
I didn't even hear about it.
That promo
didn't work. It was there. Yes.
Issues came about it. She promoted a song. Then later, the GOAT conversation came. So I believe that whether or not she started it, I believe that she took advantage of that conversation because her name came out. So she's like, she took advantage of it.
Because it looks like all the conversations her name came out.
Yeah, so she posted everybody that spoke on her favor.
She did.
I normally call it coincidental communication. When it is not in your plan, but immediately a good comms lead would hop on it and turn it to their favor.
Yes.
So I think.
But after that conversation, they started a strategy.
No,
it was not.
No,
it was not systematic.
No, because I quite remember last year, one of my people wanted to invite her for an event, and then she said she will be having an event concert in Ghana this year, so she will not want to get involved.
No, that one day she has been at it for a while.
Yes,
Because
so
I remember Gina wanted to even
postpone it.
tell
So it
them
feels
anyway.
like it is planned.
Yeah,
She
I
knows
would
what
want
she's
to
doing.
believe that it was planned. She knows what she was doing before this whole.
Good conversation.
Yeah, maybe you know how our artists
Opportunity
want
missed
to spiritualize a lot of things, though. Like,
no,
I
no.
have to pray, like get the right time
Yeah.
and all that. So I can't just say that.
It will be difficult for me seated here for someone to tell me that she did this study or a team.
Yeah, maybe
Is it that
a
you-
team
you
because
know
sometimes
something we don't know about?
No.
Or you have conversations we don't know about.
Something you don't know about. You see, as a communication person, you have to sit down and watch.
Sometimes
Like you
it's not
said,
the
an
artist.
album was released. She did some interviews. Nobody was minding. Then all of a sudden, when the GO.A.T conversation started, you know, it even started with her name. Before people even open up the conversation.
Yeah.
You understand? Then, because I remember I had a conversation with some of the artists that were on the GO.A.T conversation. Then most of the artists were like, no, this one is from a camp. When they said it earlier, I didn't get it. So I saw that the conversation tailored down to two people. If you realize, it tailored down to two people.
Yeah.
Yes. So when it tailored down to two people, I said, no, this conversation. Because everywhere you watch the conversation, but it might be part of the strategy. But me, I am convinced it's part of the
It might be.
Okay.
Or with the team, we all know
team.
how sometimes your team can play certain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe
Just have to
it's not part of the
ensure that
strategy, but maybe just a
Khalid
team
will
member plays the ball
It will work. It will go.
to start a conversation. You understand? You
Okay,
understand?
so what I want to say is whether or not it was planned, my main focus is after the whole GO.A.T conversation came, how they took advantage. Because we've had a couple of artists who have gotten the mileage all over that couldn't use it well.
And you've been
Frankly speaking,
and you've been contracted. So I mean,
we have artists who have gotten like that traction, that attention, and all of that, who couldn't leverage on it and use it well.
But they used it well.
No, I'm coming.
They used it well.
I'm coming. They couldn't use it well. But I'll give credit to Esther Smith because obviously she has not been in Ghana for a number of years. And if she wants to come and do an event, I feel that if I want to come
these conversations.
she needs a conversation. One, I've not been in Ghana for like 10 years and I want to come and do an event. I want my presence to be felt. So if you are inviting me for a program, I will not come. If I'm in a team, I will not let her come. That's the honest truth.
So what strategy
I'm
did
coming.
Zolobado use?
No, hold on.
We are talking about Esther Smith.
Hold on.
Come there, let me finish. We are talking about, let's take it one at a time. I know your blood is hot. I'll cool it down. Don't worry. So even if I'm in her team, from a comms point of view, I'll let her presence be missed because obviously people have, when the flyer came out, you see the response.
Yeah.
Everybody have missed that she's coming back. So from that point of view, I feel whether their GO.A.T conversation was planned or not, it's a credit to her team to capitalize on that. Who knows? Maybe they didn't even have plans of even coming to hold an event or not. But if I'm in her team and this conversation has come up and she has released a song, an album and all that, you will capitalize on it. And if you look at how the conversations have unfolded, from where I sit, I can see that the strategy started from after the GO.A.T conversation. They didn't initiate it, but they took advantage of it and did their own.
For me, I would say that we would have to wait until the event is over.
over.
That is where we can measure the value.
We can measure
The measurements should definitely come after that.
it's called Ifie, so I think his name.
No, hold on.
Ifie is
The
trying.
measurement of the comms strategy can be measured
contacted
within the
That's
strategy. So right now, we should get it talking. It's just left with them
Aji.
to turn it into the value you are talking about, so that someone will buy the ticket. But it's getting all the
so it's
talkability she's
definitely
got, at least the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Because it's ticketed, right?
Yes, that's what I'm
so
saying,
let's
yes.
just finish the event.
So right now, it's how to turn it into go and buy tickets.
It is now left at the end of the day. It is
The strategy
measurement.
has worked for her,
You
whether I
know,
like it or not.
Let me mention that when it comes to strategy
That's
must
worked for
always
her.
come with measurement.
Yeah.
You don't
It should
strategize
be a
and you
measurement.
don't have anything to measure. That's why when someone say, okay, I'm dividing this, let the bloggers handle this, and then I'll invest or I'll put this one into Facebook ads.
Oh,
Facebook
yeah,
ads.
social media campaigns.
You must be able to measure that. If I'm putting 1K there, I'm getting 30,000 reach. And then how do I turn that reach to a number of ticket purchase?
Yes,
that
or
is
audience.
strategy. A strategy must be able to measure at the end of the day. And then, so you have to use that measurement later. oh, the last one we did didn't help us, or we didn't. So let's try this. Let's try that. So that's the goal.
That's
So
right.
I
So maybe after 30 years.
No, I'm coming.
Yeah.
No, I'm coming. So in this period, even though we've not done the event, I feel we can measure Esther Smith's strategy
by social media.
By social media, that is one. Because undoubtedly, she has gotten the traction.
No, that's
she has not been in Ghana for a long
The same
time.
thing I was
I'm
saying.
coming. She has gotten the attention.
No,
that even the program has not happened,
Yes.
but we can measure.
No,
Of course, we can measure.
What Salah said, I go with what Salah said.
Yeah.
Measurement comes in two forms. You can measure it while the strategy is going on. And you can measure it at the end of the strategy. When
Yes.
we're doing the Joe event, we're measuring strategy with reaches, impressions, social media engagement. But when we were all saying to ourselves that it is not reflecting in the
Yes.
registration. Because as at that time that the whole talkability was there, registration was like 11,000 or so. And we're looking at 40,000. So we're all like, no, this is not. So what do we do again? So if we realize Joe and everybody started capitalizing on go and register. So it is within, you can stop at a point in time, measure and move on. But the ultimate measurements comes at the end of the event. You understand? So he's getting the talkability. But right now, the talkability, is he going to I'm working somewhere to go and buy tickets, or I'm doing star what to buy tickets. That's where we have to get to. And I don't know if the tickets even they started selling. You understand? And all of that.
It started.
Okay, so whatever code they want to use and all of that. So maybe we'll measure it at the end of the event. But for now, get to the talkability.
Okay, maybe after.
So she has to turn it.
It's not in Ghana yet. It's not in Ghana yet. It's not in Ghana yet.
Yeah, it's not in Ghana. I saw her at the airport.
They be on Yamba.
She's coming or something.
Right, so until she comes to Ghana and she starts certain interview, we are going to see the reactions when she personally is in Ghana and what she's going to say. We are going to determine those actions by if she's going to make sales or not.
Okay, let's see. So let's see if you think so. So that was a great one. That's good conversation.